Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of American Horror Story, Season 11, Episodes 3 and 4. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted reality shows, and also do reactions. If you're returning, you one of my peoples, welcome back. So, we don't have any comments from last week's video, so we're going to jump right on in. First of all, why are we having 2 episodes each week? I want to know that. I was hoping that just last week it was like, a 2 episode premiere, but like it seemed like that's gonna be like the thing from now on, and it would be different if I had cable and I could just skip through the commercials. But I'm watching it on Hulu, so I have to wait every so often for like a 2-3 minute commercials. I know, first world problems, but still, let's go ahead and get into this. So Fran and Dr. Girl, I think her name is Hannah, they're discussing, Big Swole Man in mask and how he had a weapon and she thought she was going to get attacked. Now Fran gets to telling her that she used to work at a lab, collecting samples, taking data and all that stuff, and she had some access to some files. I just was wondering, if you had this secret government information, why are we discussing this in this diner? Like, if this is top secret information that should nobody know about, and you yourself said that people are like out to get you, why are we meeting up when Mr. John is back here flipping pancakes and making hamburgers? Miss Susie and her husband, they come here every evening to get them a dessert, and Hannah and Bob, they studying for their exams at school. Why are we having this discussion at the diner? So she gets to telling them it's like a program that went on in the 50s. It seems like they working on it again. They were mixing human diseases and animal diseases, and they are like seeing how it's going to affect people. Fran says that they are using homeless people and drug addicts and people who just got out of prison, vulnerable people. Hey, you want this drug trial, this trial, give you a little bit of money, and that's how it's been spreading. Like maybe it was a tick that they was using, and now a tick that jumped on somebody, got on their clothes, and once they left, the tick doggone it got them mutating and spreading, and that's what's going on. I'm like, again, why are we talking about this out in the open where everybody can hear? Like, how John is older, Mr. John is making hamburgers and flipping pancakes, how he ain't part of the secret organization of people to take you down, and he's listening? Could be microphones everywhere. Now, I know that it seemed like it's something more realistic today, but I'm pretty sure they had no. Because, when they used to, have a wire to be this huge, big old box that you had to put on, very not being able to hide it. But I don't know. My mind, I'm a very suspicious person. Y'all, when they showed Stuart coming out the house, I knew it was a trap. Because, the human-sized cage was open. And I thought it was going to be he opened up the cage. As soon as he opened up the door, Sam was going to be sitting there. But no, he even was able to walk past Big Swole Dude. Then I was like, maybe Big Swole Dude is not harming people because we haven't seen him attack people. We've seen him at the park, but we don't know if he was the person that actually attacked, what's his name? Brian? That's not his name. What's his name? Adam. We don't know if he attacked Adam's friend. We seen him running after Dr. Lady Hannah, and we see him stand there, but we haven't seen him actually hurt nobody. So I was like, maybe he not harmful. But we gonna get to that in a minute. After letting the police know that, hey, I was held hostage at Sam's house. He had me in this adult-sized cage. There was this big swole masked man there. I need y'all to go check this out. So, okay. What's his name? Patrick and his colleague, they get there, and Sam and his friends, they are just in there having them a good old sniffer party. They didn't even hear nobody banging at the door. Like, Patrick had to kick the door in, and they were still sitting around like, what do y'all want? Don't you see us having this big old, this lovely sniffer party? What do y'all want? So they go down to the basement, and they see this human-sized cage like it was. He's like, obviously I wasn't keeping him held hostage. He was able to get out. Like, if I was keeping him hostage, I would have the door locked. But I was like, that's probably a part of your like sadistic nature. Like, I'm going to torture you and keep you hostage, but then I'm gonna let you go to make it seem like I wasn't keeping you hostage. But he basically, oh, child voice. He basically told Patrick, I am rich. I know, some top up people. Yes, I like to get my sniffer on. And there's nothing you can do to me. So y'all leave so we get back to doing our sniffering. That was basically how he was acting. But y'all, Adam and Theo, they meet up at this. It's kind of like a speakeasy. Because it looks like a regular apartment until you get in there and they serving drinks and everything. And this is when I realized that Big Swole Dude, he actually is out here doing things. It's like, I don't know if it's just Big Swole Dude, and I don't want to talk about people's features, but like dude whose nose looked like he done had quite a few surgeries. I don't know if they're working together or they're working apart and just happen to be there, but Sam and Theo, they had this like kind of like speakeasy place, and somebody's like, here's a Mai Tai, and Adam had already been putting up flyers by this person who had abducted Gino. Yeah, I'm trying to get these names together. We episode 3. And he was like looking like, oh snap, that's the dude. So they was about to go run over there, but like the door is locked. They was like, what? Like, they trying to get out. They finally was able to break the chains that was on the door, and there go Big Old Swole Dude with a big old Molotov cocktail, and he throws it in there. And I'm like, okay, we see Big Old Swole Dude. Don't know who he is as of yet, but we do know that he is out here committing some type of crime. Okay, check. We know that now. The person that they believe in is the Mai Tai killer. I don't know what kind of vitamins this man was taking or what kind of adrenaline he got going on, because Dr. Lady Hannah then drew like 8 vials of blood, because like she noticed and you was having this rash going on, this person was having this going on. Like, she was going around like, okay, let me, Smush Nose Dude, we gonna call him that. I don't know what else to call him. Like, let me draw this blood from you. She drew 8 vials of blood. Now when I tell you I had like, I want to say 4 one time, and I had to get a cookie and some juice just so I wasn't feeling like I was about to just fall on over. But this man then had 8 vials of blood, ran all over the hospital being chased by Gino. Doggone it, was able to choke Gino out to where he was unconscious. Gino wakes up to being taped up and shoved into one of the drawers in the morgue. Then part-time get chased by Patrick. How does this man have any energy left in him? I just want to know. Somehow Patrick was able to put 2 and 2 together and go down to the morgue and get Gino before he done froze and all that stuff. And Gino, he's sitting up there scratching and shaking like he owned heroin or something. But he's like, I got fleas. Where you been to bring me home some fleas? Because I ain't been nowhere else. What you been doing? Well, Patrick had been somewhere, and he was over there whipping somebody who had on leather. And I was like, I don't want to yuck nobody's young, but ooh, getting beat, not for me. So Theo breaks up with Sam because Sam has been really dark. Like, I done got word that you out here holding people hostage and being human-sized cages, and you got me taking pictures of people. I'm not here. I'm not for this no more. So he decides to leave, and I was like, and on top of that, you a big old sniffer. You just be sniffering all the time. I don't want to do this no more. So Patrick gets a call from the assumed unalive killer, Whitey Witty. What's his name? Witty White. I'm gonna call him Whitey Witty. Talking about the government gave me a gun and taught me how to shoot, and then took it away when I learned how to love. I'm gonna be out here in the park unaliving people because it is a blackout, and who gonna find me? Who gonna check me, boo? That's what he was going down. So I'm like, if he said he was gonna be at Central Park, I was like, okay, is he telling you that so you don't think he's there? Or is he telling that like, you ain't going to believe that I'm going to the park. You're going to go look somewhere else. So Gino done doggone stress himself so much that doggone after Patrick's ex-wife came and saying, like, I'm just trying to let you know, I don't want you blindsided like I was. But Patrick seemed like he's on some kind of mess. I done found this leather mask. I done already showed you these doggone scarves that he has. I don't want to believe he is out here unaliving people, but I just want to let you know. So he's already stressed about that. He's stressed about what's going on. There is a blackout, so it looked like he having a heart attack. So when we get to the hospital, the doctor's like, you got some kind of like, look like you got cat scratch fever, so we're going to have to give you some antibiotics. Now, I don't know if, since this is the 80s, I believe it's the early 80s, I don't know if they're saying it's what was very rampant in the gay community in the 80s, or if it's something else. I just don't want to assume. Meanwhile, I don't know all the things that is going on this show, and people are still like, yes, don't mind my husband in the kitchen with some water, don't mind that noise. It's like all the things that is going on this show, and people are still like, yes, let's go out here and party. Yes, it is a blackout, so we're gonna go in this group of area where we can't see, and we're gonna still party. Now we got these two dudes. Whitey Witty is in the middle of unaliving somebody. Wouldn't have been in the park like that in the first place. That is numero one. Would not have been in the park. These two see him and decide to follow him instead of going to the police. They didn't just walk themselves to their own unaliving. It's like, no, we're going to follow him. Then they follow to his building. He was probably like, yes, they following me. He was sitting there with the elevator waiting for them. And then the doggone power goes out and he got a knife and the show goes off. I was like, y'all, see, stupid, just making stupid decisions after stupid decisions. Like, y'all seen this man had a whole human head in his hand, put it in his bag and walked off like it wasn't nothing. So y'all first thought, well, like, one of them was like, no, let's get up out of here, call the police. No, we're gonna follow him. Really? And look where they got you. So y'all, that was the gist. If I left anything, y'all by means of a comment below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It is free all day, every day for $4.99. Make sure your notifications are on so my beautiful face with the video. You can click on it, you can like it and share it to people. You can come over and be one of my peoples. If you're already one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.